right now. And
I got sidetracked by the monster girl.
the rockstar girl. Yeah, definitely got sidetracked. We need to bring back. You get a lot of comments online about bringing these ladies back. Obviously, Kinger will love that. He sets his watch for this first 250 moto, likes of Thompson, Moffenbauer, Wright, Mark Worth, and many more as they blast off the line of the infamous start here at Deschambault.
Yeah, it's a fast left-hander into this kind of straightaway and a bunch of tables. And
fist bump there, Davey Fraser on his two-stroke and getting out front early.
Yeah, nice to see Fraser getting up there. He's kind of always, can grab a start and run with the boys when he gets up there.
Yeah, so it looks like the number 47, I think that's, I'm not sure, there it is right there, Dylan DePlace. So Dylan DePlace from BC out there. Looking strong there, taking the lead over from Tommy Gun, Cole Thompson. And this is the year that Tommy Gun became a thing, and now he's Tommy's World on InsideX. So it is kind of weird to think that Tommy was, used to be an outdoor guy, which he's now only a supercross guy.
Yeah, but I feel like if he wanted to run some outdoors, he could do it. But he definitely is focusing on the supercross now.
Yeah, so there they go. And that's kind of like new grounds here. Tommy Gun going for that lead there in front of Dylan DePlace. And this section here was the new pro section back then, and it was a cool adjustment to Deschambault track. They've cleared so much more and made it more, back there behind there is a lot of the fans walk up there and can check it out. Number 17 on a Yamaha, and that's none other than Dylan Wright, our three-time 450 champion nowadays. So rewind back to 2016, just a youngster.
Yeah, riding the MX-101 Yamaha. And he's definitely honed his skills a little bit since then. He's a little bit more rough around the edges at this point, but still the Dylan Wright that we all know and love.
Oh, and that's when that jump was very new, and the major super double as they drop down there. It was more of a tabletop on that first one. They've made it to two rollers now. Sean Moffenbauer there on the Redemption KTM. And that's prior to Redemption going to the Club MX team that you see in Supercross these days. So very cool. Back when Josh Schneider used to race it or run it, he also raced for them years ago as well. But Moffenbauer had a great year, and this is the year before winning his first 250 championship. And man, he had some pace early on, and it just looked like Thompson was more consistent throughout the year.
Yeah, it's odd to see Moff on a KTM for sure.
Yeah, and the number 15. I think it's weird to see any of these guys with their old numbers now that they have career numbers. Obviously, Dylan Wright is used to seeing that big number 1, but seeing the number 17 on him back in the day and on a Yamaha is very foreign to us.
Yeah, it is.
But Thompson running that back section looked a little bit more rolled out and more jumps through that section, but it's definitely turned into a staple here at Deschambault, and you can see the guys just in behind him, Moffenbauer moving up the leaderboard, trying to track down Thompson here, and moto number 1 already chopped. There's the 164, the Vermont native of Dakota Alex, and man, he had a great year that year. I believe he won the Riverglade National, and it was cool to have him up in the series. He had some good rides in the States, and then he came up here to race some Canadian Nationals. He's just getting around the outside of Dylan Wright. No, Dylan stuffs the door nicely there.
Yeah, and he came up here, was kind of on like a KTM support deal, and definitely made some waves.
Yeah, so through that rhythm section, I feel like it's a little beefier there. And now right up the inside, he has no problem at all giving him the little bit of a plastic shove into Wright and takes over that third spot. And it's a 3 KTMs in the lead here of Thompson, Moff, and Dakota Alex. Wright just sitting in that 4th spot as they get into some lap traffic. Now Dakota Alex caught up to Moffenbauer and moves into 2nd. What a ride here for Dakota Alex. A solid, start to his day back in 2016.
Yeah, he had some wheels outdoors, and looks like he's riding with confidence right now, and came from, around 5th all the way up to 2nd and putting in a late moto charge.
Yeah, love to see that. So this is moto number 1 in the 250 class, and just squeezing by that lap traffic there. Dakota Alex on a privateer, kind of a backed KTM. Obviously, you got some support from JSR. Sean Moffenbauer on the Redemption getting passed by Wright and slams him back. Wright getting a little whiskey there. Wow, love to see that. Moffenbauer and Wright have been at it for years to come too.
Yeah, where is this for Moff now? Like, you don't see him kind of battling back against Wright. Wright has become so dominant that I guess we don't get a chance to see him kind of banging bars with the boys so much. But, like, this is crazy to see Moff passing Wright back. It would be rad to see that, in the 450 class.
I agree, and I think confidence comes a long ways. Let's see, jumps right in there, power to the ground, where Moffenbauer would be like, respect him a little bit more as like he's just not the same pace as Dylan Wright. But back then, Moffenbauer could beat Dylan Wright on a regular basis. The white flag is out, and it looks like Dylan Wright still caught in behind Sean Moffenbauer, trying to move his way up onto that podium and break up that KTM train there. But Moffenbauer just getting that last lap speed under him. Here's Cole Thompson coming up for his last approach here. Going to get Moto number 1 win and trying to close out that championship in 2016. The number 4, Tommy Gunn.
Yeah, great ride for Cole. Dominant fashion and more points towards the 2016 championship.
Yeah, so coming up, look at that, coming up, the Rockstar Girls. Let's see that segment there as we jump into Davey Fraser getting that whole shot check and the fist. Look at Travers. Miss having that guy around. What a great announcer in his day. Thompson, Alex, Moffenbauer, Wright, and Pettis. Pettis and Wright being teammates back then. Very cool to see, and now both went separate way and both the top of their game in the 450 class. So gate about to go down. There's Mark Worth there, the 101. He jumped out there. He was 10th in that first moto. Let's see if he can get a better start. But Dakota Alex out front in that bright orange helmet. He's going to get the whole shot. Davey Fraser up there again. And it looked like Pettis sitting in that third spot, followed by Wright.
Yeah, great start for Alex. Always been known as a good starter. So,
Yeah, he's always kind of, even back when I watched him on 60s and 80s, always been a front runner. So cool to see Dakota Alex carry that speed into the pro. He does it in the AMA level as well. Tommy Gunn trying to split up that MX 101 and gets in there in that 4th position right in behind Dylan Wright, Jess Pettis. And it's weird to see Jess Pettis kind of just fall off the back and not have that same, confidence and energy he does in the 450 class nowadays.
Yeah, like both Wright and Pettis, they're coming up at this point, right? So they're young, and we have Moff and Cole, who are like the established guys of the class at the time, and kind of your younger, almost rookies, Wright and Pettis.
Yeah, so Wright and Pettis being 19 years old, and I believe Tommy Gunn, Cole was about 23, and Moffenbauer would be 24 back in 2016, and right now trying to get around Davey Fraser on that 2-stroke. Tommy Gunn gets him. Now Dylan Wright's going to try to get around him, and the 2-stroke on this track, you got to think a bit of an advantage here for Davey Fraser as he tries to hold off the 3-time champion of now, and back then just a youngster.
Well, this is a year after, a lot of the KTM rider, Kevin Benoit, would switch back and forth between the 4-stroke and the 2-stroke. So they changed that rule up so you couldn't do that. But yeah, Fraser definitely taking advantage of the sand on the East Coast.
Yeah, Moffenbauer on rails right now, trying to make 2 passes and 1. Pettis trying to close the door. Now Pettis from BC, Moffenbauer moving out there from Saskatchewan. It looked like Moffenbauer might have went down there. Yes, just dipped in behind. Moffenbauer down, Fraser down. So both those riders down. Pettis like, okay, thank you very much. I'll have a nice, easy race here in that 5th position.
Little Moff goes down.
Yeah, so Little Moff there is Mark Worth. Haven't seen much of him here. And oh no, the infamous triple step up endo. Seen that for years, Deschambault. And the problem there, Brad, is it's got like a bit of a water spring that comes out and causes those ruts.
Yeah, we saw that last year. It was almost flooded for a part of the moto down there during the 450 race, and looks like he caught his foot pegs possibly. Just sunk in.
I hate to see that, man. That one hurt Mark Worth, the factory Kawasaki monster rider at the time. Look at this now. Weston Rosina going down. So Rosina was in 6th. Oh, he is down. And you hate to see it. That jump just causes so much issues. And we've seen it over the years. I've talked to those guys about fixing that problem. And it just becomes more and more of an issue each year, those ruts. So Dakota Alex leading the way. Tommy Gunn has caught up to the American rider. And man, great ride here. This is for the overall as well, because Dakota Alex 2nd in the first one, Tommy 1st in that first moto. And look at that, Tommy Gunn taking the pass.
Nice pass, just a little inside outside, slams the door and takes off.
And into the lead, the KTM duo trying to get away from Wright. I got to think that Wright's going to have a little bit more power under the hood. Here he is up the inside. Very good at Deschambault. This track has always been one of the fan favorites and one of Dylan Wright's favorites as far as the speed he carries around this sand track. Very demanding too late in the day. And he's finding those smooth lines and able to make that pass and move himself up into 2nd spot. So now going to try to set his target on the number 4 and steal a win. So he's caught up to Tommy Gunn. Let's see if he can make that pass on the number 4.
Yeah, and Cole doesn't need the overall to clinch the championship too, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, well, I don't think Tommy wants to lose to Dylan Wright, so let's see. He stuffs him over the berm here. So Dylan Wright cutting up the inside. He's going to make that pass on the Tommy Gunn, getting that triple up. We just seen a couple crashes there, so these guys trying to take it a little bit easier off that. I don't know if Cole's going to hit the big jump. Nope, they're backing off. We've seen that earlier out of Tommy Gunn, not uncorking the big double.
Yeah, it's got a little bit rough late in the day, so not a surprise.
So here we go in the Perith, the number 4, seeing that yellow fender is like, nope, not yet, but just getting messed up in the lines. Dylan Wright, nice cutback move. He's going to take over that lead and try to pull away from Tommy Gunn, Cole Thompson here in the second Moto Deschambault 2016.
Looks like he might have missed his front brake there.
Yeah, he might have. He might have. I don't know. It was a sketchy moment. And these guys go way back with this kind of stuff. They go way back, and the fact that they battled tooth and nail for wins and championships here. White flag is out. Dakota Alex sitting in third. Tommy Gunn, Cole Thompson looking to go 1-1 on the day, but Dylan Wright has another opinion on that as they charge down these rough downhills. And it looks like they've adjusted a lot of this track from back in the day, but right now, Dylan Wright trying to string together a moto win over Cole Thompson.
Yeah, Cole not quite getting the drive. Actually probably did that on purpose so he could hug the inside there, and just trying to find, alternating lines and trying to get around Dylan here on the last lap.
Yeah, and this is the year KTM dominated both championships. Davey Millsaps came up here, graced Canada with his expertise, and got the 450 championship, and Cole Thompson looking to lock up that 2016 250 championship here. Dylan Wright, though, man of the hour and so talented this track right here as he gets the last chance of this big double. Some lap traffic in the way. Tommy Gunn losing a little bit of that wheel spin there as they drop down. A couple corners to go. You think Tommy's got something up his sleeve.
Yeah, let's see what he's got.
So this infamous section there, getting a little wide as they come up here, and the Quebec fans would be going nuts today. The French-speaking Ontario native, Dylan Wright, getting that moto win. Good enough for second overall. Fist to the sky there, taking down Tommy Gunn, Cole Thompson, who ended up being the champion of the series. But there you go, Wright taking that win. Thompson, Alex, Pettis, and Moffenbauer came after that crash, get back to the 5th, and Brad Knott, a great addition to the series back then. So, man, that was a good ARMA Rewind. Thank you for picking that one out, Brad. And, man, 2016 feels like